All right, still in KZN, suspected instigators of the 2021 July unrest in KwaZulu-Natal are back in court this morning. When they last appeared, the matter was remanded to today for further investigations. 46 people have so far been arrested. Over 300 people were killed during the widespread looting and violence in KZN and Gauteng. Senior reporter Dasen Thathiah is on the story and joins us now. Good morning, Dasen. So the matter was postponed. It's back in court today. What are we expecting?
Well, Mfundo, we're expecting a fairly brief appearance today, but that's in court. But everything around it is certainly not brief. There's a lot of logistical considerations to ensure that the 35 that will be appearing today are actually able to do that safely and comfortably within the courtroom. I mean, if you look outside, just outside this courtroom where we are now, you'll see that there are a number of police officers that have been deployed to the Durban Magistrates Court today ahead of that appearance, and this is particularly to manage the high number of accused that you have in this case. So the trick now is to figure out how all of them will be accommodated inside the courtroom. There were a few suggestions that were bandied around the last time. The magistrate himself suggesting that even outside the courtroom would be a possibility. He said that they do have portable recording devices. He was saying that we also need to look at things like COVID-19 concerns in having such a high number of people inside the court. The state's suggestion was to use the existing courtroom, but perhaps start using some of the public gallery. So that process now of processing the accused, that's happening on the other side of this courtroom. All of them are out on bail, so they were on the other side. Just the court officials are ensuring that all of them are here before the matter starts. They're dealing with a few other issues first before we get to that point. But once we get inside, Mfundo, it's expected to be very brief and expected to be a postponement for at least the 30th of November. That's when all of them are expected to appear in this courtroom again.
Are there any individuals perhaps outside that have come to support some of the accused?
There are a few. In fact, some of the family members of the accused have come here. They've been here during previous court appearances. So that's something else that needs to be managed today. Because if part of the public gallery is being used to house the accused, that also then limits the number of people that can come into the courtroom and use that space. So this is going to have to be balanced very carefully. But you'll recall that the groups were split. So today's grouping is primarily those that come from KwaZulu-Natal. The others that came from Gauteng, the other 10, they will only appear on the 30th. And the other one from the Western Cape as well will be part of this group. So predominantly those that are from KZN are here. So we have seen a few family members, some people out here in ANC colours as well, here to support some of the accused. You'll know that a few of them have been linked to the ANC Youth League. Yes. There was one police officer among them. So there's a variety of people that are, it's actually an interesting dynamic if you look at the people or the profiles of those that are accused and that are here today. It's a variety of people, I can tell you that, from all levels, from being unemployed to some that are actually holding fairly decent jobs.
I don't know if you're able to interact with them a bit, but what is the sentiment of some of those that are here to support the accused around this particular case? Because there have been conversations that it would be difficult to prove that they were part of instigating those that went on to loot in July. What has been their sentiment?
Well, we have been engaging with some of those supporters leading up to this particular case here, because we've been here for previous appearances. And I can tell you that there's a common sentiment among those that have come to support them. And they're saying that these are the wrong people, these are good people. I mean, just the other day, I was talking to a gentleman who's related to one of the accused that comes from the Free State. And he was talking to me outside and saying to me, gosh, why would they come and collect someone in the Free State to have them accountable for something that happened in KZN? But what's important to understand here is that these charges are incitement to commit public violence, which effectively means you could have done it from anywhere. You could have been out of the country if you were really doing that, because it's around WhatsApp groups and social media. It's not those that are physically involved in the looting or in those acts of destruction. It's seen to be those that are coordinating these attacks.
No, it's going to be a very interesting case. Dasen, we'll leave it there for now and catch up a bit later. That's senior reporter Dasen Thathiah monitoring that particular case for us now.